Hello, everybody. We are back with episode 80 of Benching and Bullshitting, where we like to come on here and just bullshit, talk bench, talk competing, competitions, that such, training, bench questions, of course. The most important part of doing this is I really like answering everybody's questions. So if y'all I know I got it here on Instagram just fine. Want to make sure that my people on YouTube are hearing me just okay. So give me a check 1, 2. Make sure you guys can hear me. We miss you too there, Tiff. Yeah, I tried to tell as many people as we possibly could that we were headed out the door. I apologize if I didn't get to you. Matt, what's going on? Got Matt Brooks. Going to see you here in a couple of weeks. It's going to be awesome. We're headed to the IPA Worlds being held in Bristol, Virginia, and going to have a seminar there. It's going to be pretty cool. If you haven't signed up for it, if you're going to the IPA Worlds next week, I believe it's October 5th is the official date. Hey, check 2-1. You guys can hear me. Awesome. Yeah, we're going to gotcha. Yeah, we're going to. Oh, Shane's on here. Oh, I love you too, man. Haven't gone live on Instagram in a while. We've been too goddamn busy, everybody. We've been moving to Ohio, so that's been our main priority. And lifting is kind of not on the back burner by any means, but I've not been able to go super serious with it just because of, just with the move. So, well, I definitely posted that from the Met page. Whoopsie, she says. That's Amber. And we got Jason on here. Oh my God. Jason's on here. Sweet, guys. All right. Thank you, everybody. That was the very strange and long-winded intro to episode 80. Of course, we got Thomas. We got Mike Rodriguez. We got 2 mics on here. Iron Hippo's back. 1 Rep Mex, my friend from the West Coast. Felix over away from Germany. All right. Awesome. Good to have you guys. How's stuff in the Sunshine State? That must be not for me because Ohio is definitely not the Sunshine State. I'm even having trouble saying sunshine for some reason. But nothing super exciting to report as far as training goes. Again, I was talking last week here on YouTube. If you haven't hit the like button on YouTube already, if you could do that for me, that really helps me out. Went into train on Saturday. Would have been Sunday. This past Sunday, I got a bench session in. As much as I could. I had one friend show up. John Blackstone, of course, was there because he owns the place, and then my buddy Ralph was there, so I was able to, do a little bit, as much as I could with one handoff guy. What city in Ohio? We are in the northeastern part of Ohio. Yeah. You cutting? Nope, I am not cutting. I am just sitting here. Coming to Elite ASAP. Oh, yeah. Love you guys. I love you too, Amber. It's mutual. We're going to make it there eventually. Trust me, we'll be there eventually. I'll talk to Katie. Now, let's see. So this coming Monday, the other gym, I've got 2 local gyms that we're going to be training at during the week. They're not like local, like in our hometown, but it's what I consider local, at least in this part of the state. Like it's, still about 40-minute drive to either gym, but, we're actually going to go bench at the other gym this coming Monday because they bench on Mondays now for some reason. I think they were getting a lack of participation on Sunday nights with school backup and stuff like that. So we're going to try Monday night. Next Monday, we're going to bench. Cool. You're in Rochester. Okay. Well, hey, just shoot me a message and we can talk about it. Shoot me a message sometime. We got Cody Plum on here. What's going on, Cody? So anyway, I benched on Sunday. It wasn't great. I was like, well, okay, I've got one guy here. So Okay, what can I do? 'Cause I had a plan in mind, but it would have involved at least having 3 competent spotters, and we didn't have that. So I did what I could, and I did, let's see, I did 500 pounds for 20 reps, 600 pounds for 20 reps, and then 700 pounds for 20 reps, all full range. Um, just because that's all I could do. I actually wanted to go up to a grand and do full range reps, sets of 10, such. But again, we just didn't have enough people. Death Strong. Oh, what's up, man? What's going on? Coming to Swiss? No, I don't think so because it's in Canada this year, and we don't even have our passports. It's too close. So no, I will not be in attendance this year. So no, sorry about that. M Shack says, want to say how awesome your single ply training program is. Good to hear it's working for you. Awesome. It's got me up to a 425 bench. Fantastic. That doesn't sound like a big deal. Oh, no, it's all relative. Of course, it's a big deal. It's a big deal to you. It's a PR for you. So that is a big deal. But I did 16 years in recon, so I only ever did endurance. Ew. Oh, that's some. Oh man, that's some serious endurance. Holy shit. Got a recon. Hell yeah. I'll be damned. Martinez, I'm good. Let's see. Jason says probably good with the move to back off a little bit. Life happens. Yeah, I mean it's not a big deal. I'm not sad about it. Like I know I'm going to bounce right back. I'm hitting. The thing is, I'm hitting PRs. I'm down to 311 right now in terms of body weight. So I'm down like 3 pounds from my like normal. But I'm hitting like really big weights with like accessory movements there. So I know once I get back in the shirt. So this coming Monday, when I get into a shirt at this other gym with a buddy of mine who owns it, it's going to be a lot better. And if you're on Patreon or on YouTube members, you of course can follow along and watch everything that I do. I've got my Patreon link right there on YouTube, guys. For you on Instagram, it's www.patreon.com/Kolbstrong, my Instagram handle. You can watch everything I do. You can watch all the back training, all the raw stuff, all of the support work, all the behind the scenes stuff I do that have led me to these big benches. I put it all on there. It's $10 a month. So it's not too expensive. Same thing for YouTube members, $10 a month. Same content, all the behind the scenes lifting. Yes. So let's see. Got a good question here from 1517 Strength. He says, how do you not lose your back in a poly when you touch or press? Because I do a metric shitload of upper back work. That's how I do it. Again, if you follow Patreon or YouTube members and you've seen some of the back work that I do, I take pride. And when I was working out with my really good friend Chris in Virginia, our goal with back day was to not be able to walk out of the gym like with our normal gait. You know what I'm saying? Like, to be so damn destroyed. I'm actually going to up the ante. I'm actually going to be training back twice a week now. Yes. I'm going to be, going to up to 2 back days per week. You just have to train your back like a fucking madman. Train your back more than your front. General rule. That's going to keep you injury free. That's going to make your squat, bench, and deadlift all go up. Upper back is involved in all 3 lifts. That's how. It's just basic. You have to have the strength to maintain your arch and position, and also the endurance to hold that position for a long period of time. Yes. I got 22. Oh, I got about 22 people on YouTube. This is awesome. That's the most I've ever had, I think. Sweet. Canada Goose on YouTube says, when will you reveal the reverse grip gospel? For you on Instagram here, I think maybe next week or the week after. You guys will know ahead of time. We'll schedule it ahead of time, and it'll be titled Full Reverse Grip Episode. I've got our benching and bullshitting coming up soon because it was by vote and demand. Majority vote said they want me to do an entire hour-long benching and bullshitting just talking about reverse grip. So that will happen either next week or the following week. But the title, when we schedule it, will be Full Reverse Grip Episode. And I'll mostly just be talking. I won't be answering a lot of questions. I'm just going to sit here, have my notes, and just talk for an hour all on the Fort grip. That will come up soon. Let's see. Yeah, Paul. Glad to have you on here as well. Good to see you. Good to have you. Let's see here. What shirt you using these days? David Derrickson says, I'm still using the F8 band shirts. I have multiple ones. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got all the way up. Right now, I have to use things that are more reasonable. So I can't be, I'm not using like my 4-ply right now or more. I'm using like a 2. So a very non-aggressive 2. That's all I really can do right now. So, okay. I've got a lot of people on here tonight, YouTube. Thank you guys for hopping on here. This means a lot to me. If you can hit the like button, that also means a lot to me. And lets me know that you want me to keep doing these. Let's see. Jimmy, I wonder how the Sportcraft Extreme Squat Bar performs for benching. The only problem with benching with squat bars is that the inside length of the bar is extra long. So a bench specialty bar is normal length on the inside with extra long collars. When you have extra length inside the collars, then you tend to have a lot of back and forth. Rob Farrell took a Sportcraft, the monster squat bar, the big 35 millimeter one, and actually hacked it down to size to be a bench bar, and then added weight somehow to make sure it is still 65 pounds. So it's a 65-pound shorter squat bar. So it's a 35 millimeter bench bar. It's a fucking behemoth. Whew, that thing it's like benching with an axle bar. But it does not bow or bend hardly at all up to 1,500 pounds. Mike Chapman, how do I find YouTube members? That's a good question. I think you just go to my channel, and then you have to scroll around. I've never actually joined a members of any YouTube channel, but if you go to my channel, you should, or if somebody wants to explain it, maybe in the comments there for you, Mike, they might be able to help you out. Sal says, do you size down, or do you size down a size in your F8? I'm sure I do. I'm sure I have. That's kind of, I have, it's hard for me to answer because I have a lot of them. I have a lot of them. So it's hard to answer. Jay Rupo's on here. John Rupo. Holy shit. How you doing there, Rupo? Be happy to see you guys here in a couple of months. Bryce says, is board press good for raw? I think so. Absolutely. I train a lot of top end raw with boards. So I absolutely think so. Anna's on here. What's going on? Terry, conjugate. Iron says, reverse grip rules. Take a bit. It rules. It rules. Reverse grip rules. Takes a bit to get used to, but after a year, I can finally supinate both arms. Helps a lot with elbow tendonitis from squats too. Great. I cannot fully supinate. That's why I use the split grip, the Fort grip. Some people call it the Kolb grip. I don't, because I make no claims to have invented it, but some people refer to that. But I hold the bar between these two fingers, just like that. That's how I bench. Not in the shirt, but that's how I do my reverse grip. I can't actually supinate on a barbell. I don't have that ability. Let's see. Thank you. Paul says, for members, click join on your YouTube channel. That's what Paul just told me. For members, click join on your YouTube channel. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm not on there very often, right? I'm not on my own page. I just, I upload videos and stuff and put them on Patreon. Let's see. Jim, would it be possible to do a video review for me tonight? It would be 2 videos and maybe 1 pick on how my shirt fits, 90 to 120 seconds for both videos. Making some good progress in poly, but love your insight. It should. I can do it for you. Thomas, send it my way. I can't do it currently, like as I'm sitting here, because I got my phone here. I've got the YouTube here. But I will look at your video and help you out, of course. Let's see. It says 27 peeps now. Nice. Death Strong says, I never heard you talk about footwear during bench. Got any preferences? Good question. Good question. Yes. Dr. J's on here. How's it going? Good to have you on here. Yes. Footwear during the bench. Something that's flat with a very firm, solid, is it the bottom of the shoe? The insole? Is that what it's called? Chucks, Vans, nothing fancy. Just as long as it's firm. I was benching in my everyday walking around shoes that have very, very cushiony bottoms. And I started benching with those because I just didn't think about it. Kind of a stupid mistake. And I pushed so hard with my legs that I actually deform the shoe. My foot actually curls over the sole and starts to deform the shoe. And I was sacrificing my leg drive because of that. So, yeah, something that's very, very firm, of course. Alfredo is on Instagram. Jimmy, can we get an instructional video of you caressing that Master Wu beard while saying, I love Panda Express? I think you're a prick. And I'll do that privately. Only for you. Fucking weirdo. Jesus. Let's see. God damn it. Omar says, how can I put on a single ply F8 by myself? You're gonna you Velcro the back, and you're gonna step into it, and you're gonna pull it up, right, like a dress, and then like a shirt, and then you're gonna slide your arms into it, swim around a little bit, and then you're in. Canada Goose, would you still use the claw grip if you could fully supinate? Do you think there's a difference? I think there is a difference. Yes, there's a big difference. So if I were to be in front of a group of people, now this is generally speaking, of course, you're going to have those folks who have, let's say, maybe like a deformity or something like that. But overall, I can look at a whole group of people standing, and everybody who is standing natural, just relaxed, is going to have their hands facing their body like this. Okay. This is how we don't walk like this. We don't walk like this. We walk their hands facing our body, right? Our palms. And that is natural joint alignment. Okay. So that's natural. So if you look at, say, a football bar, the bar that has the parallel handles, a lot of people like those bars because it's good for the triceps and whatever. And it's a natural joint alignment. So, this is natural joint alignment. If you pronate, you're out of natural joint alignment. If you supinate, you are out of natural joint alignment. This is natural. This is not. This is not. When I do my reverse grip, I can take this football bar, and I'm keeping my hands in frame just so you can see. I mean, I'd be out here normally, but I would take the football bar, right? And if all I do is turn my hands into the hand position is different is what I'm getting at, but the arm position is exactly the same. So I'm benching not supinated, not pronated, but with a natural joint alignment. So even if I could fully supinate, I would still use the fort grip method, again, holding the bar in these two fingers like this. So not pronated, not supinated, but natural right here. This is a natural hand position. So that's why, I'll never bench with a football bar, because why would I? I can use any straight bar in any gym and achieve the exact same muscle activation that the football bar provides without having to bench with a crappy bar that does this when you're benching with it. So yes, I would still use my grip even if I could supinate. Rupo says, Jimmy, you'd probably answered this a million times. What's your favorite tricep accessory and back accessory? That, putting it, oh boy. Trying to narrow it down to one for each is really hard. And I just talked about the one for triceps. I will say, even though you could consider it a main movement, but I will still say the reverse grip bench press as being my number one favorite tricep accessory. I'll call it an accessory because you can reverse grip with my grip. My grip. I just claimed I had no claim to it. But we're calling it anyway. You can use that grip on practically any form of pressing. I've seen people overhead press with it. I've seen incline, decline, floor, flat, boards, no boards, right? Slingers, no slingers. If you're going to talk about like a tricep isolation movement, I would say maybe like incline JM press to build your equip bench. Incline JM press would probably be my number one favorite tricep movement. Next to that, see, I can't keep it to just one. Next to that would be dead stop floor extensions. Would definitely be on the top of my priority list. Back training, oh man. That, I don't know. Pendlay rows off the floor, highs shrugs with an SSB. Oh man, I'm training back tomorrow morning. I'm really, excited. Barbell shrugs, power shrugs. Oh, I could just go on for days. It's hard to narrow it down. And if you guys again want to see that, I've had my Patreon link sitting there on YouTube for quite some time. But well, there you go. So yeah, it's hard to answer in terms of like making it, one, like my favorite tricep or my favorite back move. Let's see. I don't know the difference. I don't know how different the F8s are, but I put on a super katana by myself. Okay. Yeah. The F8s are absolutely just worlds easier to get on and off. Absolutely. Death Strong says, I've heard you say that you might do a full power meet after hitting 1,500 pounds. If you did, would you bench with the claw grip or normal grip in a full power meet? If I'm equipped, which I would be, it'd be just a normal grip. As people say, like, well, Jimmy Kolb, if the reverse grip is so superior, why don't you compete with it? And I say, fair question. That's fair. The problem is pain tolerance. Again, if we look at when you hold a normal barbell in your hands, you have a mostly, like, look how, like, that's about normal for me. So the bar is sitting horizontal in the palm, a lot of surface area, right, that bar is sitting on. Same thing if you fully supinate, same thing. The bar doesn't change in the palm, but you have a lot of surface area that the bar is being distributed across. Now, when I do my reverse grip variation, watch what happens to the bar or the pen. But look, it goes vertical in the palm. Okay, there. Look familiar, right? So all that pressure is now not evenly distributed across the entire palm. It is sitting vertically in the palm, and all that weight is pushing right there in that fucking bone, right there. Up, sorry, I didn't mean to flip you all off, but I'm emphasizing, right? All the weight is here, not here. So it's pain tolerance. I have been able to tolerate up to about 900 pounds. I think I tripled 900 pounds reverse grip in a Widowmaker a couple of years ago. And I thought my hands were my hands felt like they were going to explode more doing that than holding the 1506 one board that I did like 9 weeks ago. No, that 900 pounds for a triple, what felt like my hands were going to explode. So that's why I wouldn't compete with it equipped, because it's just pain tolerance. Now I could if I only did reverse grip for like a year, maybe I'd be able to tolerate more weight, 1,000, 1,100, but like Christ, it hurts so damn much. That's why I primarily use the reverse grip when I'm doing like top end raw or, like accessory movements, incline bench, decline bench, floor work, whatever. So that's why. That is why. Let's see. Should the sleeves of the F8 be close to my elbows all 3 attempts? Well, it depends. If you want less shirt to be able to touch lighter weights, like on an opener, it should be further away from your elbow, up your arm. I don't have a choice. I have such like I've been told I have abnormally short humerus bones. If you ever meet me in person, check and see. I don't think they're abnormally short, but some people say they are. I don't know. So when I get my F8 on, I don't have any room to move the shirt up and down. Like, it's at my elbow, and that's it. I can't move the shirt any higher or lower. It's one speed with me because I don't have longer arms to be able to move the shirt up or down the arm. So if you want to get lighter weights to touch, move it away from your elbow. If you want more shirt on a heavier attempt, move it down towards the elbow. Let's see. Back tomorrow. Yes, Thomas, I actually moved. So I moved my schedule ahead all by one day. I don't know if I've explained that on Patreon yet. Instead of being off on Mondays and Fridays, now that my main bench day is going to be on Sunday, not Saturday, I just moved everything ahead by one day. So we're actually off on Tuesdays now, not Mondays. So benching and bullshitting might actually happen on Tuesday nights now, not Mondays. It was always on Mondays because we were off on Mondays, but now everything got shifted. So main bench on Sunday, forearm work on Monday, off on Tuesday. Wednesday is now back day. Thursday, secondary bench. Friday, I'm working out on Fridays for the first time in like a decade. Fridays is my second back day that I'm off on Saturday. So that's why it's going to work there. Thomas is saying, try reverse grip fully on Smith machine. Snatch, grip, and shrug it. Mega, period, fucking, period, gnarly, he says. Recommended by Dr. Andrew Locke, also former world record holder in the bench. Oh. Got a piece of paper here. I dropped my pen, though. God damn it. Hang on a second. Write that down. I'm going to forget it. He says, reverse grip, fully supinated, snatch grip. Sorry, guys. I'm a slow writer here. Snatch grip, shrug. The only worry I have being, and so he's saying be fully supinated on a Smith machine, snatch grip, so wide, and also shrug. The only thing is if you load up enough weight, that's why like when you do mixed grip in the deadlift, it's potentially harmful for the bicep because the bicep is under a small amount of tension. If you do that with both arms, I'd have to probably keep the weight light if I was going to do that. But I wrote it down, so I will try it out. No problem if you use straps. Gotcha. Okay. And guys, hey, if you have questions for me on Instagram, just drop them in. I've got lots of questions on YouTube right now. And thank you, Katie, put in the comment there. Sorry for the video quality. We're living the sticks now, so our internet is not as great as it was. We might invest in Starlink at some point. I don't know. Just get some really super high speed internet out here in the middle of the woods. Let's see. So thank you. Quentin says, any good calorie dense recipes? Oh, I'm not the one to ask about recipes. I'm getting a little sick of peanut butter and Snickers sandwiches. Oh, I used to eat one of those at 2:00 in the morning back in the day to try to gain weight. Bro. Honestly, calorie dense, weight gainer. That's what did it for me, man. Like, you can do a lot with food, but shit, it was weight gainer that did it. That is what bumped me up. I was stuck in the 240s, 250. I started slamming weight gainer. Then I ballooned up to my heaviest was 342 at 5'5", by the way. I could barely walk. I had trouble walking when I was that heavy. It was actually the point of diminished return because I bombed out being that heavy. It didn't make any sense. 325, 320 is like optimal weight for me. But I'm 311 right now. So yeah, I would just pound weight gainer, honestly. So we got Dexter Badeau and Rupo, training buddies there. Eric says, Jimmy, besides Ryan Kennelly, who is your favorite old school lifter? Still gonna say Ryan Kennelly. No, Andy Bolton. I think Andy Bolton, honestly. That's another really tough one to narrow down to like just one, because I got pretty much all the old, like in the mid 2000s, like 2006, and go on YouTube and watch the 2006 or 2007 WPO finals. And you're going to see about almost all of my favorite old school lifters. Matt Smith, Andy Bolton, Gary Frank, I can't even, Jeff Lewis. Love Jeff Lewis. King Louie. Mike the Mule Miller. But Andy Bolton, man, Andy Bolton was just, watch the man squat, and you're going to see how a multiply squat is supposed to be done. I mean, there was never a shred of a doubt that man was at parallel with over 1,200 pounds in a full kit, canvas, suit, briefs. Jesus, just gorgeous, beautiful execution on the squat. Obviously, first man to deadlift 1,000 pounds in competition. Holy shit, he's done it twice, 1,003 and 1,008. I think I got those numbers right. Yeah. And his bench, I think, was what was going to always hold him back, but he had the perfect deadlift body. So, like, you're going to have the most imperfect structure for a heavy bench. And I think his heaviest bench was like 672. Maybe he cracked over 7. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure it was in the high 6s most of the time. That's why, like me, I have a pretty decent body for bench, which means I have horrible mechanics for deadlift, even though I like deadlifting now because I kind of learned how to do the thoracic, hunched over deadlift style, which helped lengthen my arms a little bit more. But man, Andy Bolton, man. And he was kind enough to actually get back to me. I messaged him a while ago asking about grip strength. I was kind of getting into the full power thing a couple of times. My grip was a big problem, and he was kind enough to send me a bunch of tips and tricks and things he does to develop his grip. And nice man. So that was a long one. Let's see here. DJ The Mind says 300, trying to get to 330. Any tips or tricks that help you gain? I'm assuming you're raw. I mean, oh man, that could be a whole half-hour segment alone. Eat more food, drink a lot of water. Man, train your upper back like a fucking mad person. Blow the fuck out of your triceps. Okay, bench reverse grip, absolutely. Recommend that to everybody. Let's see. Eric says, I'm just scrolling, guys. I'm trying to catch up to my comments. Eric says, any thoughts on Chris Confessor or Glenn Chabot? Wow, those are two names I haven't heard in a long fucking time. Glenn Chabot, I think, is the one who I'm more familiar with. Chris Confessor, I know the name, not overly familiar with. I couldn't really put a lot of thought into that at this moment. Canada Goose is talking about Andy Bolton, 12-13 to depth and multiply. Yeah, to actual, not even a question. Yeah, the USAPL probably wouldn't pass it, but fuck them. But yeah, it just unquestionable depth in the multiply squat, Andy Bolton. Good grief. Let's see. Death Strong says Andrew Locke is also a world-renowned physical therapist. He's been on Table Talk and helped Dave with his shoulders. He's got those gnarly dreads, right? He's got that awesome fucking hairdo. I think I know he's from Great Britain or something. I'm pretty sure I know who that is. Tony says, good evening, and I could never deadlift worth a shit. I can, when I actually train it, now, of course, I'm doing the whole, wearing straps and stuff, but like, I was always so confused because, Australia. Sorry, guys. Thomas said Australia, not Great Britain. I was always confused why, and I talked to Chris about this. I'm like, why can I row 5 plates or more off the floor, like pen laid row, 5 plates or more for sets of 5, but I can barely, I'm having trouble deadlifting it off the floor. What sense does that make? So, but what was happening was I was trying to keep my back as straight as possible. My whole back, like completely arched. Oops, sorry guys. My whole back, very, very arched. And because, you got to keep your back straight. It's a deadlift. You don't want to hurt yourself. You know, and hearing all these things I've been told my whole life about keeping your back straight in the deadlift. But then I started looking at all the biggest, I pull mostly conventional. And I started looking at all the biggest conventional pullers. I started noticing a pattern. I was especially noticing it with the strongman because they're pulling 1,000 pounds left and right. Tater's on here. What's up, T? Tater T. And I started noticing like they're really hunched over, like they're rounded. That looks so bad. But obviously, if they were going to hurt themselves, they would have done it, 500 pounds ago. You can hurt yourself real bad with 400 or 500 pounds. They're pulling 1,000 plus. So then I started pulling, and my old buddy Mike Fabi, he always did what he called cannonball deadlift. Konstantin Kostnovas, I hope I got that name right. Rest in peace. Had a lot of thoracic flexion, and Fabi used to do those, and he called them cannonball deadlifts. And so I was like, you know what? So basically, long story short, I learned how to pull with a rounded back, which allowed me to use my upper back in the deadlift. So I'm like, why? I mean, my upper back is very, very strong and developed for the bench. Why is it not helping me in the deadlift? No matter what I do, I cannot deadlift more weight. It was that keeping that back super straight. So I started to hunch over, just basically stare at the floor at the start of the lift. Konstantinovs. See? KK. Let's call him that, right? That's easy. But anyway, so now that once I learned how to do that in the deadlift, I unlocked a whole door of like trackable progress with deadlift, whether it be full range or off blocks or off little mats, whatever and what have you. So since recovery has been a C word, rhymes with hunt, one rep mech says. That's awesome. Because of work and all, I figured I'd try something different. 1 week weights and 1 week cardio or sleep. Any thoughts? So far, no problems. If you have no problems, then just keep doing it. I personally don't have a reason to do that, but if your recovery is suffering and you need to do something different, then absolutely do that. Yeah. No, if you have no problems, just keep doing it. Now, if you start to go backwards in weights, you're seeing a lack of progress, then you might need to want to consider not doing that. But if you have no problems, then keep doing it. Let's see. Dexter Bordeaux says, I have good deadlift proportions, and I've noticed the bigger the deadlift get, the more I lose my super arch on bench, and bench gets even harder. Oh, yeah, because the bench. And I see what you're saying, Dexter, because you want to be back here for bench, but you want to be here for deadlift. I think I get you now. Well, that's the thing too. Like, it was so unnatural. It still kind of is. I'm still trying to get used to the feeling. It feels so unnatural for me to be hunched over, like rounded purposely when I'm deadlifting, because everything I do as the bench guy is back here. It's back like this. It's not this at all, ever. So once I got over the, like, you're not going to get hurt. Like, if you look at the pathology of the human spine, the upper back has a forward curve in it. Like, that's a natural position to be in. So you're fine. So once I learned that and started doing it and had, again, trackable progress, like for the first time in my whole fucking life, I had trackable, noticeable progress in the deadlift or deadlift variations. And that just translates to more back development, which means bigger bench press. I look at the deadlift as a bench press accessory. Let's see. Yes. Yeah, I believe you mean KK. This is my fucking belt. Slap stomach. Yes. Legendary midsection. Trevor Jaffe is also a big advocate of thoracic extension during the deadlift. Yes, I worked with him. We did a small demo at the Swiss where we had, a bench guy come up and he demonstrated his deadlift technique and had me do how I normally deadlift, and he showed me how to do this. So he was kind of like the seed that got planted when it came to like hunching over. And then once I talked to Fabi once more and started noticing all the strongmen pulling that way, then it all kind of came together, those three things. And I began pulling with a rounded upper back. So I think I'm going to probably try to do block pulls of some caliber tomorrow for back day. So again, if you are on Patreon or YouTube members, again, guys, it's $10 a month. It's not that much. You get to see all this stuff that I do in the gym, not just the big competition lifts I post on Instagram once in a while or the training benches, but the back work, the deadlift work, the raw stuff, forearm work on Mondays now, which I'm really liking a lot. So there you go. Eric says, did you ever try the old Weider 3600 weight gainer back in the day? What weight gainer do you like these days? I've never tried. I didn't even know Weider made anything besides like exercise equipment. So no, I haven't tried. I've never tried their weight gainer back in the day. I tried the Metrics, like the white box. Is that what it's called? The Metrics white box. It was insultingly fucking gross. I was very pissed. But that's all I saw in the magazines and stuff, and on ESPN with the world's strongest man. I'm not even sure if Metrics is still a thing, but I tried the Metrics and I was very disappointed. Maybe I should have just sucked it up and just done it anyway. I don't know if it's good stuff or not, but didn't try it long enough to see results. Right now, I have two 44-pound buckets of, what's the brand? I think it's Ronnie Coleman's. I think it's Ronnie Coleman's brand, King Mass or something. I was on muscleandstrength.com. What? Thank you. Just going to check for me. Pretty sure it's Ronnie Coleman's brand. What up, Porter? Man. Marine buddy of mine. I can hear her coming back. Hang on. Just taking a time out for a second. I cast tungsten ball sack. Yeah. I cast manual breathing. Oh. Well, thank you very much. This is the less big, or the bucket I've gotten into. Yes, this is 50 grams of protein, Ronnie Coleman Signature Series, King Mass. There we go. I have two of these buckets. They are 22 pounds a piece, and it's actually really good weight gainer. It's really good. It's like I want to drink it. Thank you. That one's about half empty. I've got a full one that I haven't even touched yet. So once I ramp training back up in about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I'm going to start hopping back on the weight gainer. Thank you to Toby Hurley. Things have gotten expensive. I've not been able to buy my salt sticks. I was using the Salt of the Earth. I've talked about them before, Salt of the Earth here on Instagram. On Instagram, they're called Drink Sote, like SOTE. But they are a fantastic company. The guy who owns it's real fucking nice. But I just haven't been able to afford it recently with the whole move and everything. So, but Toby Hurley, good friend of mine, met him in person. Been at meets with him before. He's on Patreon with me. He's come to our gym before, him and his wife, real nice. He sent me all the raw ingredients. So he sent me the salt, the magnesium, the potassium, and a measuring spoon to make my own salt mixture concoction. And it's all the raw. It's probably a good like 3 or 4 months worth of supplements. So I'll be able to mix my own salty drinks. But man, I cannot wait. Holy shit. Bro, if you haven't subscribed to Patreon or YouTube members, I'm telling you, in about 3 weeks, training is going to get ramped back up because I got to bench 1,500 pounds, 3/4 of a US ton, UST. That's going to start here in about middle of October. If you want to watch it, bouncing between 3 gyms, 2 local gyms, plus Rob Farrell's 814 barbell. It's time to go. I've been in idle these last few months, 4 months, and I need to get back on the platform. So if you want to follow along and see what I'm doing behind the scenes to train for a 1,500 pound bench, there you go. Go check me out on Patreon. Eric says, "Good Lord, what does that cost?" Actually, if you go to muscleandstrength.com, I was always on bodybuilding.com, and I found Muscle and Strength. It's a discount supplement store. So I actually got a 22-pound jug and got a second one for free. Sometimes they have deals like that. Now, if it was a different brand that I didn't know, I probably wouldn't have got it. I got a 22-pound jug plus a second one for free for like $100. 44 pounds of weight gainer for $100. So check them out. Good site. I'm not endorsing. I'm not sponsored. I only talk about things I really believe in. Muscleandstrength.com I've had really good luck with, and they have discounted supplements. So go check them out. Wonder Max says, thoughts on meal replacement shakes like Hul Kachava? I don't speak Latin. I don't know what that is, One Rep Max. Sorry. What's a Kachava? Kashava? I don't know. I don't know what that is. There's a video of Kurt Karwoski mixing metrics with beer. Oh, God. Oh, man. Come on, dude. Oh, maybe that's the secret to make it not taste like shit. I don't know about that. Taking a vanilla weight gainer and mixing it with beer. Oh, God. I don't know. I should go jump off the fucking roof. Jesus. Thomas says, I just sent you the email with the downloaded link to the videos and pick gym for you for review with some short backstory on the lifts. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you very much. Death Strong says, what federation will you be doing 1,500 in? IPA? Yes. More than likely IPA. They can facilitate, those types of lifts. They have, the right barbells, the right regulations. Like if you're going for an all-time world record bench and the open category, you can use whatever bar you want. So I can use a 35 millimeter bar. They use kilos, not pounds. You can barely fit 1,200 pounds on a even a good bench bar with pound plates, but you can definitely fit 1,500 pounds with kilos. You're signing off, Eric. Have a good week. We'll see you next time. We got Instagram over here. If you're just hopping on here, I'm talking Instagram and YouTube. So that's why I'm answering a bunch of questions that you're not seeing. If you got a question, go ahead and answer. Go ahead and ask it. When 1,500 bench? I'm not sure yet. I have to train for it. But I was just saying a moment ago, if you want to watch me train for that, it's going to take a while. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen quick. But my training for 1,500 pounds is going to officially start again now that we've moved to Ohio. We've settled in. We've got a routine going. We can breathe. I'm going to start training at Rob's on the weekends in about 2 or 3 weeks. So if you want to watch that progress and watch me go for it in a competition, all the stuff leading up to it, patreon.com, Kolbstrong. How many days do you recommend to train triceps? You bench twice a week, so you should train triceps at least twice a week. On those bench days, maybe one heavy, one not so heavy. You got to watch your elbows. Manliness and Motivation says C4 energy drink plus C4 pre-workout isn't bad. I mean, that makes sense. The two, same, apples and apples, you put those together, that makes sense. Okay. That's a lot of caffeine though. I will say one thing about caffeine. This is what now I love energy drinks. I love coffee. I love just straight black coffee. I'll drink it all day. I don't do it for the caffeine. I think my receptors are kind of wilted away over the years. I don't really get like that buzz anymore from caffeine. However, we did a little bit of research. Okay. Katie did some research and told me this. High amounts of caffeine, like large amounts, like 500 plus milligrams per day, can actually weaken your bones. So keep that in mind. Do your own independent research. But from what we read and found, I have backed off on caffeine because the last thing I need going for a 1,400 plus, eventually 1,500 pound bench, I do not need my bones to be any weaker. So I have seriously backed off of the caffeine. Now, I wasn't taking like too much, probably 300 to 400 milligrams a day on training days, but caffeine can weaken your bones. That's the research that we have found. So I have seriously backed off of how much caffeine I have taken per day. I should stop then. I drink 600 milligrams every day. I mean, again, do your independent research and you make that decision. Me personally, I need my bones to handle those kind of weights. So I'm just taking precautions. I still drink caffeine, just not very much. WonderMax says they are brands. One is Huel, rhymes with fuel. Oh, Huel, got it. And Kavacha I used to work at the other factory, but they are basically protein powder mixed with complex carbs and fortified with vitamins and minerals, also along with super greens. Huel and Kachava, not Kavacha. Kachava. Wrote that down too. So thank you. That's interesting. BB Loves Lifting says, I just tore my ACL. What exercise should I do? Seated or laying down to help my bench? I would just consult your physician for that and do what he says until you are fully healed. Because you said you just tore your ACL. I'm not a doctor, so please consult your physician. Deathstrong, time to get the coffin bench IPA approved. Hey, approve it. Let's go. It's got some serious. So I've only, for the coffin bench, the coffin pad, holy shit. Talk about a product, everybody. I'm going to talk about real quick. The coffin bench is a pad, bench pad, and I was gracious enough to receive one from Deathstrong here, and good grief. I was wearing a slinger the first time I used it. Now, again, we got busy with the move and life. But I benched 1,000 pounds for 5 reps full range in a slinger, in a Widowmaker, which I've never done before. I've done 1,000 for 3, I think, in a slinger before, but never 5. Now that was also a 5x5. So I did previous 4 sets of 5 starting at 800 pounds. So I went like 800, 825, 850, I think 935. And I ended with a set of 5 with 1,000 pounds on the coffin pad. It's wicked cool. It's got a cool shape. It's got cool packaging. It's got some quality and time put into it. So check them out on Instagram. There's several different pages. There's Deathstrong, Coffin Bench. If you want to list them for me here on YouTube, Deathstrong, I can tell Instagram the pages to follow or go check out because I can't name all the ones you have. Let's see. Would caffeine be bad if you are an equipped lifter? Well, again, I've been drinking caffeine for the last 20 years that I've been lifting weights. But when we're doing equipped bench, we're doing more weight than we could probably do raw. That's usually the case. Clearly, I don't bench 1,400 pounds raw, right? But, you have to be bone conscious. Not just your physical, your joints, your ligaments, your muscles, your CNS, all those things, but you also have to be bone conscious. If you have weak bones, being under super heavy, crazy loads, that's not a good combination. That's my opinion. Yeah, I average probably 250 milligrams of caffeine per day now, maybe. So, Edder's on here. What's going on? Good to have you on here. Hope life's treating you well. Where have you been in the world recently? I know you were in Christ. Where have you gone? You went to France? Did you go to Japan? Got a little bud here that works at a airport. He's like 18, and he gets to travel the world. Like a son of a bitch. It's cool. So, where have you been recently, man? Tell me about it. Runner Mech says, hey, so great. So I'm about to clock in for work. Hope to see you next week. And I'll keep you posted on my potential trip to Ohio for my comment earlier. All right, let's go. Cool deal. Ed says everywhere. He's been everywhere. Going to Japan next month. This kid's 18 years old, by the way, getting to travel the world. That was great. We've wanted to go to Japan our entire lives, man. Don't shake anybody's hands. If you want to be respectful, make sure you bow. That's one custom I know for a fact that they do. Just brush up on that. They're very, very, very cultural. Very cultural. I would love to go to Japan. Jesus Christ. Japan and Australia. Holy shit. Those are two places in the world I would just love to go someday. And Ed's 19 now since May, everybody. So my bad. I forgot we have the same birth month. Yeah. I'll take you to Japan sometime next year. Yeah. I'll think about it. Yeah. It's kind of scary too. Say I want to do it, then I back off, right? No. Omar says, are there any supplements you take to have strong bones? No, I don't. I don't take any like bone supplements. Bone density, strength is built over time. Your bones actually break down under stress and then rebuild themselves thicker and denser than they were before at the microscopic level. Do that for 2 or 3 decades, and you have some very, 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 very strong bones. So I don't do it. It's just slow progress over time is like my supplement for making strong bones. I don't actually take anything. No. Death Strong here says on Instagram, he's got several pages at Death Strong Equipment for the brand with more products coming soon. At Coffin Bench for the pad, and you're probably used to my gym personal page at Fitness Fusion 247. Okay. I have trouble keeping track. He's got 3 pages. So at Death Strong Equipment, at Coffin Bench, at Fitness Fusion 247. Let's see. Weston Nicholas says there's so many crazy animals in Australia. I think there's like the highest number of like deadly animals and insects and arachnids in Australia than like in the entire world. Like there's so many things that can kill you down there. Just beautiful, beautiful part of the world though. Holy shit, man. Jimmy versus a kangaroo. Ed says, when's your next meet? I don't know. I really wanted to compete this year. I put 1,500 pounds in my hands about 9, maybe 10 weeks ago. And I did something with it. I took it down to a one board. Yes, it was with a 70-pound, 80-pound reverse band setup out of the bottom. I get that. But like it was 1506. It proved to me that it is possible. I can do it. I got trained for it, obviously. I wanted to go for it this year. Some financial things happened. Virginia became way too expensive for us. Had to leave. So that kind of screwed up our competitive plans for the rest of this year. I think my next meet is probably going to be in January or February. I'm guessing. I don't really know, but we'll see. I must be doing okay then. I accidentally shin kicked the galvanized pipe holding my heavy bag, no damage, but it still sucked balls. Oh yeah, that sucks. Yeah, the big compound lifts, squatting and benching and deadlifting are great ways to improve bone density. Absolutely. Thomas says you're not using that special kind of calcium mineral anymore that was recommended to you by someone like a year ago. I forgot the name of it, but it sounded fancy to me. I'm sure you know what I mean. I think I was recommended to use coral calcium. Thank you for the reminder. So apparently coral calcium can help with bones. That's what I was told. I think Rob Farrell told me that. Quentin says, since Japan has a lot of good lightweight single-ply benchers, you could possibly do a seminar tour and call it a business trip. Oh. If there's a market or if interest in that, yeah. I just don't have any connections. I don't know a single person that lives over there, so that'd be really hard to coordinate. But anyway. So yeah, that's it, guys. Hey, it's been an hour. I've gotten some good information on my piece of paper here. You guys are fantastic. You are awesome. Thank you all for hopping on. It's been 1 hour, 1 minute, and 10 seconds. I have been over just by a little bit. And Ed, are you back at Blackstone's? I'm at a couple of gyms. I'm at that one plus another one up north, and then Farrell's gym on Sundays starting in about 3 weeks. So I'm going to be going on here for benching and bullshitting on Tuesday nights. Now that we are off on Tuesdays, not Mondays, because my entire schedule got shifted forward by a day. So benching and bullshitting will now be on Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this has been episode 80. On to 100 soon, right? Toby Hurley. Oh, Toby Hurley says Jividence meat is February, I think. I remember Matt Brooks saying Rob used it. Oh, the Hillbilly Havoc. Yes, let me write that down. That might be a good Hillbilly Havoc. Oh. In February. I was just trying to sign off, and that's a really good. Yeah. Good. Okay. Something to think about. I went to the Hillbilly Havoc, the first one he ever hosted in bench 1350. It's a pretty good day. All right, so that is it, guys. Thank you all for hopping on here. Again, I had a great time talking to everybody. Should do this again next Tuesday, again at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please have a good rest of your day, good rest of your week. Lift a lot of heavy weights, and okay, we'll see you next time.